Jane.
Start from the beginning.
Mom, you ask her. Start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning. Start from the beginning and tell us the story.
Which one?
About the ancestors.
Oh. Oh, there's so much. And I admire those people so much that they could take off and leave what they were doing. I know that my understanding that my grandfather was in business with another man, and he absconded with all of the funds and took, I don't know what it was, but he took charge of everything. And so then he suddenly had nothing. And they lived in such a funny little town. I can't think of it. Some kind of...
That's okay. Mom?
Tell us about the ancestors that you felt in the wind. The ancestors that you felt in the wind.
Oh, I just felt them. It was so windy and it was just swirling around. And in this house where I knew they had lived and laughed and you know, grown up. And I felt like I could almost see their faces. The women, because they were older, I think, to some degree, than the men, but they were strong people. And they weren't afraid to make a change. I know that Johanna she went up to Canada. I don't really know why, but she went up there at the homestead. And then a couple of my grandfather's ancestors they were up in Canada too. Someone over by the border, Washington, and
Are you okay?
no, I can't remember the name. And then there's more in the Devil's Lake area that's in Ramsey County. There was a brother or sister, and one of them got in touch with me. She had a sister living here in Seattle. Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you? Okay. Just enough sun.
Good to see you.
Do you want to ask her about your birth story?
Well, we don't want that.
But now, and I'm good. I have her.
So you don't want me
I
to...
have all these bits and pieces.
Well, yes, John.
And I found out that I
I'd like
had
to.
written about, you know, I knew that I had relatives up in Norway. And two people, one was from Norway and the other one was from Finland.
Mm.
And had hacked into my computer. And I was wondering, you know, gosh, why were they so interested? Maybe somebody had followed that I never did.
Why don't you tell us about when you walked into the old house on the property that your grandfather lived on, and you thought you could hear them?
You thought you could hear your relatives when you walked in the old house?
When you were a little girl?
When you were a little girl?
When I was a little girl.
And you walked into the old house? You thought you could hear your relatives?
With the wind?
Oh, the relatives.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would, for some reason or other, they came to my grandfather's house. There were several, I don't know how many families, but homesteaded about the same time or in a period of so many years. And they used to come every Sunday, and my mothers would get so tired of feeding all these people. I can understand how she felt that I had so many wonderful
Can you tip Mom?
things growing up. I remember the
Can you tell us about when you went into the old house when you were a little girl?
when I went where
Into the old house that was deserted?
I can't hear you, Dora.
When you went into the old house that was deserted, but the grandfather used to live there, and you were a little girl, and you opened up the door and the wind started blowing all around you?
Oh, I did. I told you about that.
Oh, could
And
you
I felt like them.
could you tell it again to us?
Okay, you want me to tell it again?
Yes, please.
Okay, I know I don't do a good job.
You're doing fine.
We're very picky, and I know that they felt like they were intruders, because I don't know who owned the property at that time. That had been, yeah. And I think, well, that house, it is still standing. And that was before the turn of the century. Because the present house was built in 1903. And Hans Bakken was a carpenter. And he was a good Norwegian man.
Relative.
That's a good memory.
Yeah,
I remember the name of the carpenter. Yeah.
yeah.
But I can remember I would walk on the railroad track. There was a railroad that came from Park River, and it followed on our land, and then crossed the river, and that's when the first Edinburgh was founded by a Scottish man, and he was a very good man and did many good things for the community. And unfortunately, there's a fellow that he had lost his mind, and he was in there, and when